Hey, New Jersey, are you looking for a building material supplier you can trust? Reuther Building Materials has been serving New Jersey for nearly 100 years. That's a long time, providing top quality products and reliable delivery straight to your job site. Whether you're tackling a home project or managing a large commercial build, they've got you covered. What can they deliver for you today? Reuther. Experience you can build on. Hey, Josh, where can people check out Reuther if they want to stop by for some building materials?
Well, they got a location in Succossana and North Bergen. And they also have a website if you want to go online.
Yeah, what's the URL, Josh Chomick?
Their website is reuthermaterial.com.
That's REUTHER material.com. We'll see you on the web.
Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I'm Josh Chomick.
And I'm Jimmy Parks.
Welcome back, everybody. It is December 20th for the listeners, December 19th for the fellas. We're recording this the night before Friday. That is Thursday.
It's Christmas week.
The eve of
the podcast.
Yeah.
And we're heading into Christmas weekend, I guess you'd call this. Is this the holiday weekend?
I think so.
And then it's officially the week of Christmas. I can't believe it. We just had our Thanksgiving special. And
the next time we come back on this pod, it'll be post-Christmas, which is terrifying. Like, what happened? This whole entire month flew.
This year, I'm celebrating the 12 days of Christmas. I decided, which is when you go, it goes into January.
I thought it starts on Christmas? I thought it starts like 12 days before Christmas.
No, we had this conversation last year.
I already forgot.
Did we, Jimmy?
We did. We had this conversation last year. Chomick's mind was blown.
So it starts day of Christmas.
Yeah, it's a festival. Let me see here. I'll pull it up for you. So the 12 days are the 25th of December to January 5th. It was a festival that started around the 500s, I believe. 567 to proclaim the 12 days from Christmas to the Epiphany.
It's a great historical lesson, Josh.
As a sacred and festive season, established the duty of Advent, fasting, and preparation for the feast. So that's my plans.
So you're going to be fasting.
Fasting and then prepping for the feast.
Are you going to do the Advent?
Well, Advent's
leads,
already going on.
But that doesn't happen during the 12 days of Christmas?
No, it leads up to Christmas. The last day is...
So Advent goes into Christmas, and then Christmas goes into the...
Oh. Isn't it crazy how like a lot of people take down their trees like right after Christmas then?
Who does that?
There's people who do it. You see Christmas trees lying on the street.
Well, the live ones I understand because sometimes they die and they're just barely making it across the finish line. Their needles are falling and people are kind of eager to get them out. But we have a fake one up and we'll probably push a little further with it this year than last. I'll probably keep it into January.
I feel like 20th of January. Is that pushing it?
No, Shelby will make me take it down like January 5th. She's very... See, I'm very...
You should try to push it like every week. Be like, yo, just a few more days and just see how far you can go.
Usually January 1st, she's one of those people. She's like, all right, get it down.
But this year, you're like, we're celebrating until the 5th.
We'll see. I'll see how far I can get. I'm gonna try to keep pushing through the 12 days of Christmas. Maybe that might be my art of the deal negotiation tactic.
When did they stop playing Christmas music on the radio? Isn't it like right after Christmas?
I think the 27th.
That's crazy then.
I'm sorry, the 26th.
Then they don't know anything about the 12 days of Christmas, apparently.
Well, I think larger popular culture regarding Christmas doesn't really relate to any of the religious festivities or traditions. Yeah. That's what Charlie Brown Christmas is all about, my brother. Have you ever seen the movie?
I have, but it's been 25 years since I've seen the movie.
Maybe you should call into Delilah and tell her that she should keep playing.
Gosh.
Oh, guys.
Crazy Delilah stories this week. I don't know if you guys been listening. There's some heavy stuff on there.
I was driving home last week from the podcast, and I had Delilah on. I don't know let me give context. If you're listening to this podcast and you don't know who Delilah is.
Everyone knows.
Does everyone know who Delilah is?
I think everyone knows.
She's a radio legend. She's on at night, and she's like the radio mom. She's like, hey, it's Delilah. Call in with your relationship. Did we talk about this last week?
We did.
Yeah, we touched on it, but...
I have a question about Delilah, though. Is she only like New York-centric, or is she nationally syndicated?
She's national. I did look that up. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I was filming an Instagram story. Well, I was sitting at this red light, and I just had a thought I needed to share. I didn't end up posting it, but I was just saying how Delilah, if you listen to her, people are so willing to share very intimate details of their life with the radio.
Yes.
Very,
a little
very.
too much. It's like a therapy session.
And I was gonna say in this story, in my Instagram story, like we have a serious friend shortage in this nation.
It's
People
really
need
sad.
friends.
It's really sad.
And then I turn up the radio after, and I filmed the radio. Can I actually play for you what I filmed?
Yeah, you have it?
Oh,
Wait,
I have it.
Did you not post it
I
on
don't-
Instagram?
I never posted any of it, but I turned up the radio to see like what she was gonna say, just to see if I could capture. I didn't even plan this. Did I delete the clips? Let me see. I think I have them. Hold on.
I was listening to Delilah the other day, and like there's some kid who called complaining how their father keeps dating different women.
Yeah,
he's been in and out of relationships.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
I'm
okay,
like, oh my God.
Here, and this is I felt bad because this is actually fairly sad when I'm about to play
Let's
for you.
hear it.
But I turned on the radio. So I make this whole story I'm sitting at a red light. I'm like, guys, people need more friends. You can't be going to the radio with all your junk. You need to have a friend in your life you can confide in. That's the point of friendships,
Yes.
right? Or family even. You need a good family member you can go to. So here's what I heard. You ready?
Lost their dad, my ex-husband, last year. My husband says to stay strong, but I feel like my world is falling apart. First, my ex-husband, who was still a good friend, and now my baby boy.
I turn it on. She's talking. If you didn't understand what just happened right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow.
This lady is talking about her ex-husband dying and then her baby boy.
Oh my gosh.
And she's calling Delilah for advice on how to navigate.
Oh man.
And I'm sitting there thinking,
It's too much, man.
I think this is what maybe therapy is for.
Yeah.
Like you need to talk to
think?
somebody. Like Delilah doesn't know. Does Delilah really know?
They love her soothing voice and the way she talks so calmly.
If Delilah wanted to come on the Garden State, I would be more than welcome.
Where's
to
she
have her.
based?
I think she's in like Washington.
Dang.
Oh,
I think she's out
Like
west.
she's too A-list
Really?
radio status for us, man.
I thought she was New York based for sure.
Let me see. Delilah local station. Hot with Delilah. What do you think? Where do you think she's out of?
That's
New
spicy.
York. She's iHeartRadio. I don't know. I can't find it here, but I think it's out west somewhere. Yeah. So I was listening and I was just hearing that, going, man, this is like.
I had to turn it off, yeah, because there was some really deep stuff and like kids complaining about their father having too many relationships, like going from wife to wife. And like, I was like, guys, come on. I was like, what am I listening to?
But then I heard one afterwards. The next day I was driving, I heard one that was so beautiful. And this is the magic of radio. I shout out to Delilah. She is doing something special. When you start recording podcasts or we were on the radio, you start to understand there is a magic to the whole thing.
Yes.
And she has this old lady calling, and there's beautiful, soft piano music playing. It was a little something. I almost actually played a similar song. It was a quiet little piano song, and this old lady is saying, "I remember when I was 9 years old. I was so sad. My brother wasn't coming home from college for Thanksgiving, and we had a major snowstorm that weekend, and we got snowed in the house, and I was so sad. And then my dad." She's like, I woke up Thanksgiving morning and found out my dad drove the tractor to the train station to pick up my brother who's coming home from college. And it was the best Thanksgiving of my life. And I'm listening to this. This lady's like, I think she said 80 years old or 78 years old. And just what Delilah captured, I was like, this is a great story. This is wonderful. It's just, it was the magic of radio.
So it's hit or miss with the stories.
And
like
then it goes from
there's
that
some
to like-
tragedies to beautiful moments.
People in high school going through a breakup, calling the radio. It's like, my brother, talk to your dad about it.
It's dude, it's real stuff.
So I'm doing a deep dive on Delilah right now.
Okay.
She lives in Washington State,
I knew it.
and she's been married 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't know? I think I heard that last year. So that's why she has all the advice, guys. She's been through it.
No.
She's been
Okay.
through.
She has as many as 15 children.
What? No.
Dude.
11 were adopted.
Okay, I was about to
11
say
were
all her
adopted.
own or adopted. That's crazy.
11 were,
adopted.
that's epic.
3 have died.
That felt like
That's-
Jimmy was about to say a fun trivia fact and he dropped the hammer on us.
Did they die from like sicknesses or like?
Her
kinda-
16-year-old son, Sammy Young, died on March 12, 2012 from complications from sickle cell anemia.
This just
that's
took a
horrible.
dark turn. Why did you ruin it, Jim?
No, hold on. Pause that right there for a second. So here's my Delilah thing. If there's someone listening to this and you've been divorced, divorce happens, But if you've been divorced and remarried 4 times, maybe relationship advice isn't the thing. Maybe it's like cooking advice. Like pick up, you're a great chef. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's like athletic advice. Hey, here's my workout routine. Maybe it's not fixing relationships.
Well, it's like you're taking advice cooking classes from a chef who's been fired from 5 different restaurants. It's like, do I want to take advice from this guy?
Granted, maybe she did nothing wrong all 4 times. Maybe she just is bad at picking men.
I don't know. Maybe
are we going to get canceled for this?
I don't know. I don't know. We shouldn't go into it, but Delilah, man, she has track record for sure.
0 for 4.
Well, no, one for 4 because currently she's in a relationship.
Yeah, she's married right now.
She's married right now.
So maybe this is 4 times the charm, right?
That's what they say. I mean, but I will say Delilah, she does bottle up some magic sometimes in that show.
Sometimes.
And I adore it because I love radio. That's why I like this podcast. I think why listening is the best medium is because it leaves so much open for your mind to imagine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like reading. You read a book, you imagine what the people look like.
That's why you always want
a step better than that.
That's why you always want to have like a story time radio show.
We should do a New Jersey story time.
Like,
see if we could
throw it randomly in, post it randomly one day. So people are like, what did the Garden State Post? And it's just like a midweek story time where you just tell a fictional story about a little boy from New Jersey.
Speaking of us being for the kids, can we dive into a mailbag really quick? We got this call from a mom, and I think it's worth sharing.
Yes, I think it was really nice.
Which actually, if people want to call into the mailbag, why don't you drop that number for them right now?
Guys, please call into the mailbag. It's such an easy number to call. Just do it right now. Just do it. The number is
908 67 99 99 3.
Hello, Garden State. My name is Danielle. I just wanted to, first of all, thank you guys for the podcast. I, like Josh, have littles. I have a 3-year-old and a just turned 1-year-old. And the thing I love about your podcast is I can play it around my kids. It's, there's no profanity. There's no, it's very family friendly. And I love that because I grew up, listening to local radio with my parents, which I feel like is a dying thing, which I think y'all have talked about. But I love that I can play it with my kids and there's nothing, that I really have to worry about. But I wanted to send you guys a recommendation. I feel like you guys are always checking out local restaurants, coffee shops, just Jersey businesses in general. But I wanted to let you guys know if you're ever in either, I think they have a new Belmar location, but that might be a little bit farther for y'all. They also have one in Long Branch, but it's Offshore Coffee Roasters. They're great, owned by some really awesome guys. They roast right here in Jersey, and they're just a really awesome coffee shop. So if you guys are ever in either of those areas and looking for a really nice, well-crafted cup of coffee, definitely check them out. But yeah. Thank you guys for all you do with the podcast, and can't wait to keep on listening with my kids. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Thanks so much for the call, Danielle. Love the windshield wipers.
Oh my gosh, that was vibey. I felt like I was in the car, experiencing the rainfall, listening to Danielle's very kind words to us.
Yeah, I'm glad we're family friendly. I'm glad she appreciates that.
I always got to cut out Jimmy's cussing, but
Jimmy says a lot of
wild, man.
What are all 7 of the sailor words? Is that what SpongeBob says? All 7.
All 7.
Jimmy swears, and we have to tell him to stop. But no, thanks, Danielle. We will check out.
I'm always looking for a new coffee shop down there.
Offshore Coffee Co.
Because what's the coffee company that runs it down south, man? You see them everywhere.
You're talking about Rook.
Yeah, Rook. I feel like everyone's like, Rook. It's like down south, it's all Rook. So it's like, I want something other than Rook. Rook is like mainstream now, right? They're like all over the place.
I've really been thinking about this coffee shop idea. And I know it's cliche, but I really think we could make an amazing coffee shop.
It's your dream.
Garden State Coffee Co. I think we could do such an amazing job that we would own the New Jersey coffee market. I see the coffee shop in my mind. I know what it would look like. I know what it would feel like. I know what it would smell like. But
what do you need to start it?
We need an investor that's going to spend all the money so we don't have to risk our families.
There's always a little bit of risk, Josh.
So someone that says, hey, listen, I need you guys to give the vision and I'll spend all the money. And I'm like, yeah, that works.
So the easy work.
Well, then we bring people in, we build the audience. But No, I'm not to make it about ourselves. Thank you for that call, Danielle. Appreciate the kind words.
What was the spot called? Offshore Coffee?
Offshore Coffee Roasters.
Make sure to check them out.
So check them out. Let's check out another call from Brandon, our wildlife biologist. He's on staff here at the Garden State. Let's see what he said this time.
Hey guys, Brendan here. Finally calling in with a non-wildlife related inquiry. I was listening to the pod this morning on my way up to the Christmas tree farm, and I know we all complain about NJ Transit with, they keep doing the price hikes and it's always late and breaking down and the foggy windows. And as you guys were talking this week about the foggy windows, it really got me thinking. I don't know if anybody ever really comes forward with the thought of we need to get the PA system automated, or, it needs to be clear or something. We're about to be in 2025, and the other day I was going to the Devils game from Garwood, and, coming back from the Devils game, I was, trying to figure out where we're at, and all you hear, that's not Cranford. And I'm like, what is the guy? Is it Cranford? Was it Garwood? You think, like I said, we're coming up on 2025. Can't we get an automated AI system that's, the next stop is Cranford. Again, that is Cranford.
Shout out Cranford.
Something automated that's clear, easy, distinct to hear instead of some guy mumbling into the mic that's all distorted and you have no clue where you are later at night. Regardless if you could see out the windows or not, it'd be nice to at least hear it over the PA. But that's all I got for you guys. Have a good one.
I think that should be the first thing when you're elected to governor you do. You just record all of these pre-planned things.
For Chomick.
I'm just saying whoever that governor is. Like Phil Murphy should be the guy on the train.
I said if I got elected governor, I would give updates on the train. It'd be like, hey, everybody, thanks for taking NJ Transit this week. We hope you have a good ride. Hey, crime is down 3%.
That'd be awesome.
We're cutting budgets
More
back.
personal.
We're cutting your, imagine if you took a 30-second, once a month, you recorded a new one and you just were like, hey, the trains are 4% safer, less crime. People would be like, all right.
He cares.
I'm in. This guy's taking care of us. I don't know why the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, or whoever the mayor is, not about Eric Adams, doesn't take advantage of the MTA having these voice things.
Yeah, it'd be really nice, actually.
It's such a cheat code.
It'll make people feel a lot more safe, I think.
If people are on the train, you're like, hey, it's Eric Adams. Just want to let you know what we're working on this week. If you have a concern, send us an email. People will be like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But this is Brandon's point. Yeah, Jimmy, go ahead.
This is why we need to talk to the governor candidates for the state of New Jersey.
I don't believe in any of them at this point. I think until Jimmy Parks runs, I'm not voting again.
I know. I don't even care. I want them on the pod, though. Are we open to bringing everyone on, or what's the deal with that?
Well, once we got the Republican and the Democrat candidate, I want to interview them both.
Okay,
cool.
We'll do it.
And, if Josh Soba wants to run as an independent.
It might get a little dicey. That's all I'm going to say is if we're going to bring somebody on, we're going to ask some tough questions. We're going to ask the real questions. And we're not going to allow politician answers.
Well, yeah, you're going to ask about the double-decker parkway because that's
I want to know, when are we getting a second layer to the parkway? We got to cut down the traffic.
But honestly, bringing up a point like that, being like, hey, can you give us some updates on the train or give us some nice messages?
But that's the thing is I don't care as much about what they say about NJ Transit unless they have some brand new vision. I care philosophically about what they think about the state of New Jersey and what's right and what's wrong.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I think the best question you could ask a political candidate, and we're going to get political for a second. The best question you could ask is, how do you resolve the housing crisis in New Jersey? Because...
And then they'll have their scripted response.
Well, they'll say we have to build more affordable housing, which means more apartments in your town. Yeah. That's the solution.
Yeah,
there's no other solution. If that's your solution, then I think it's I'm interested. That's why I want to talk to some. Well, we will talk to some people and see what they say.
Yeah,
I think that it's amazing that everyone who is presently running, their social media sucks.
Really?
That would be if I was running for governor, right? That's the one thing
you would hire some Gen Z, crazy social media.
Well, if there's anything every politician in America should have just learned from the presidential race, it's that new media does matter. We had Trump on Theo Vaughn's podcast and Joe Rogan and all these, and you would think we'd be getting phone calls right now, but we haven't. So if any of them reach out, I'm more than happy to.
I think we got to wait until after the primary. Because we don't want to interview 20 candidates.
Yeah, but if any of them were like, hey, I really want to win the primary, let me get my name in front of people, give me a call. But to Brendan's point about NJ Transit, I was on a train the other night, and it's dark out at 4:30 now. I was coming home later. It might have been like 8:30. I had a later night in New York, and couldn't hear the speaker, couldn't see out the window.
Yeah, nighttime.
So
it's
I'm trying to
impossible.
look at the train stop, and it's just completely like a Gaussian blur. Like I can't see anything out the window. And I'm like, where are we? I asked the lady next to me. She's like, oh, this is South Orange. I'm like, thank you, because I have no idea where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's a problem. And imagine like you're on a train in an area you didn't know. Like that, you're used to that train line, so at least you know where South Orange is in relation to your stop. Like Brendan's out here in our area, he doesn't know these stops. It's even scarier that way. It's really bad.
And the other thing is they have one screen on every train car, one tiny little rectangle box, and it's flickering through different things. So it'll say NJ Transit, thank you for riding. Next stop, Garwood. And it's like it's flickering through, so it's just not very efficient.
That was like the new feature they really talked about with the new train cars. They got a new LED screen that's probably bigger, I would hope.
It's similar to, if you think about riding the subway has that little window and it has the lit up bulbs.
I love that.
I think it's great.
That helps me big time if I'm in the city.
It's great to know like what's next. So thank you, Brendan, for the call. Let's do one more call before we dive into some of the news for the week. Here we go.
Hey, Garden Staters, Mike from Central Jersey here. Wanted to call in about the drones, but then decided not to because it's all clickbait anyway.
Nice.
So I wanted to leave a holiday message for you and all the listeners. But weekend was great. Thanks for asking. And this is about my weekend. This past weekend, we spent a lot of time driving around neighborhoods in, Hazlet, Middletown, Keyport, and looking at Christmas lights. So shout out to all our neighbors here who go above and beyond, all the Clark Griswolds of the world who just put on a show for free, for no reason other than to bring joy to complete strangers. Your neighbors might hate you, but complete strangers love you. Kids love you. And, specifically some ones that, we hit up this weekend where their entire yard, front and back, is decorated with lights and different photograph spots and swings covered in Christmas lights. It's amazing what some people will do just to bring some joy. And this one we went to had a Santa. I think it might have been the real Santa in the backyard taking photos, and no one's asking for money. No one's asking, there's some donation boxes for Ronald McDonald and some other charities. So, shout out to all those good New Jersey residents. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone and all the listeners, and Happy New Year.
What a mailbag, Mike.
Thanks for the call, Mike. Great point. I was going to say, actually, in my recap, that last weekend I went to John Street in Cranford.
I was about to say, I just drove past on the way here.
And we walked up and down it. My daughter cried when she had to get in the car because it was so awesome.
They do a good job, right?
Aww.
It was so fun. The whole street, every house has lights on it.
Yeah.
The first house on the block goes super crazy. They really deck it out, and they have all inflatables and lights and music. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, shout out to every town and every neighborhood that just does that.
do we know if the Griswold house, from Christmas Vacation, there's the guy in New Jersey that does it every year. He decorates and he has the RV out front. Is that still a thing? Do we know?
Didn't we talk about it last year? How it was like the last year they were doing it or something, right, Jim?
I went to it a few years ago, but I forget if last year was the last year.
I don't know. We should have looked into that. I mean, we should have gone this year.
I completely forgot about that until you just mentioned the Griswold house.
Interesting. But no, thanks for the call, Mike. I agree. I think it's the older I get, I think I realize how quick the holiday season goes. Mm-hmm. It's like a month, right? Really, you get a month of fun.
Yeah, Thanksgiving
and the fact that people go so hard, they put all these lights up for just a couple of weeks.
I want to see that electrical bill for December for those houses.
It's got to be high.
Like, would you ever do that to your house? Like, go off?
Yeah, I'm very big on the Christmas spirit. I think I would really decorate like crazy.
And you're about decorating, or like, are you the type of person who wants to hire someone?
Oh, I would do it myself.
Yeah, you gotta.
Well, I would set it up.
I feel like that's part of like the special Christmas feel about like putting your own lights on. Like, I couldn't pay someone to do it.
Stapling, like Clark Griswold, stapling the lights on the house.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mike, I appreciate that. And it is nice. Many of my fondest Christmas memories as a kid are driving around, look at the lights. Good, simple, free fun, right?
Oh, yeah, the best.
All right. So let's get into some news here for the week. We have a couple of stories lined up that are relevant to, I think, where we're at right now in this current week.
Are we going to talk about are we talking about the drones, Josh? Because we haven't brought it up into the intro.
There is a drone story.
Of course.
But it's weird how it's gone a little hush-hush. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, before we get into this, I just want to say, guys, like, I feel like since last week's episode till today, it's been quiet. Like, I feel like nothing has happened with this whole drone thing.
Well, I think things got a little too hot. If you remember, we posted last Friday, and then Friday afternoon, President-elect Trump came out with a statement where he was saying that the federal government should say what's going on. He said they know what's going on, they should say it, and that he had been briefed. And so then we put that on our Instagram, and people were up in arms. Like, well, on one side, people were like, "Yeah, we need to know what's going on," or "Shoot them out of the sky." And on the other side, there were people that were like, "This is crazy," and it's just typical politics, right?
Yeah.
But after that, after the weekend, things cooled off big time.
Like, has anyone seen a drone since? Like, I've seen videos, but they've been airplanes.
I saw an airplane video. Someone was like, this drone over my house is really loud. And I was looking at it. I'm like, that's an airplane.
Yeah, between those videos and fake AI videos, like, I don't know if these drones actually popped up for like a week and now, like, there was too much buzz, like you said, and now they're not flying anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did it just stop all of a sudden? That's the weird part. Or if they're out there, just people aren't seeing them. It's just like, it's so crazy. And I can't read these Facebook pages, bro. People are out of their minds.
Yeah.
Like, people are coming up with the craziest stories that, like, I just start reading. I'm like, I can't look at this. I got to get it off my phone. Like, it's just too much of a reach at this point.
No, it is crazy. It is crazy how people dreamcast. They start to see stuff that's just not there.
Oh, yeah. People are seeing orbs. Like, everyone's talking about the orbs, not even the drones. Like, what are these orbs we're seeing? Like, these aliens. Like, you seen stuff like that?
I have, yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? It's like a star.
An orb.
Well, here's the challenge is, how do I say this?
Let it out, brother.
How do I say this in the most professional way possible?
Just let it out.
There's a lot of mental illness in our society.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that are full of fear. Fear's inside of them, right? It's almost like it's on the back burner and then there's something allows it to boil over. We saw this with COVID. There's a lot of people you realize, oh man, people are really afraid. They're afraid of dying. They're afraid of...
It's afraid of the unknown because it's like they don't know. They've never seen it before.
And then they fill in the gaps with fear rather than just going, we don't know what's going on. I want to know what's going on. Don't get me wrong. Josh Lobosinski. I want to know what's going on.
Same, dude. Please.
Tell me what's going on.
But I'm not going to let my mind run down
I'm not losing
dead
sleep
end.
over it. Like, I've heard the dirty bomb theory from everyone at this point. I think that probably is what's going on. I think there's probably some sort of a threat, a terrorist threat, and that's why the drone's running. That's the only theory I can think of that makes sense. I said it last week. But am I losing sleep over it? I mean, I'm not going to sleep for a week.
That's the thing. We're all in it together. That's how I think about it. Like, there's no avoiding it. And all of us here in the Garden State are in it together. So if we're going together, we're all going, you know? It's like not just like one or two of us. It's like all of us are going. So it's like, well, I'm not going to be scared about it. We're going to figure it out.
Meanwhile, I drive to Pennsylvania for the day and I come back. And where are you guys?
So why were you in PA? Why were you in PA all weekend long and not in Jersey, huh?
You guys ever watch The Twilight Zone?
Yes.
I actually haven't.
I love The Twilight Zone. Great show. But they have this one episode. The show's all about like it's moral. It's a science fiction show, Josh, where they teach like a moral tale. Mm-hmm. And there's one episode where there's a guy and all he wants to do is read his books alone. Like he just wants to be left alone so he can read his books. So one day I think he works at a bank and he goes in the vault and then a nuke drops and the whole world blows up.
And he's safe.
And he comes out of the vault and he's finally alone. Oh. And he's like, wow. So then he's so happy. He pulls out his book. And as he pulls out his book, his glasses fall off his face and shatter. And he's blind.
What?
Yeah. And it's just like...
Is that the premise of the entire show or is that just like a segment of it?
Every episode's a different story.
See, like I've always heard about the Twilight Zone. I never actually gave it any time.
But that would be me. I'd be like, all right, finally. And then my glasses would break.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means in that analogy, but
that's
great
crazy.
episode. But I don't know that the dirty bomb thing is true. I'm just saying that to me is the most plausible theory. But you can't lose sleep over it.
And that's the thing. Like we said on last week's episode, we're kind of going to leave it at that. Like we're not going to be sitting here for 20 minutes coming up with some sort of crazy conspiracy or like what we think it's going to be, because it can be anything. And until we get more answers, we're not going to entertain that because it's pointless.
But in the meantime, we will talk about one news story about it.
Oh yeah, because this story is actually important.
All right, so let's do a news story and then we'll keep it rolling. So drones have been banned in parts of New Jersey for special security reasons.
And as a drone pilot myself, I'm really bummed out about this. Because now I'm not allowed to fly my drone in certain areas, and I fly legally. So it kind of kills all the fun for me, and also work. I do it for work.
Yeah, it's definitely strange. The article says, following the continuous sightings of massive drones in the New Jersey area, a temporary ban has now been enforced. On Wednesday, December 18th, the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA, as we know it, announced that temporary flight restrictions are in place for more than 24 areas across New Jersey. The restrictions are prohibiting drone flights over critical New Jersey infrastructure, the FAA said in a statement, according to the outlet. The TFRs will be in effect until January 17, 2025, in areas including Camden, Jersey City, Clifton, Bayonne, and North and South Brunswick, according to the complete TFR list. So the list is just stating that there's no unmanned aircraft systems that are permitted to operate within 1 nautical mile of the airspace of each of these areas that were noted. So, that's from ground level up to 400 feet in the air.
Which is like the normal legal height you're allowed to fly.
Now, the decision to implement drone restrictions follows the December 15th press conference from the FAA, where the organization confirms that without a doubt there have been drones flying throughout New Jersey, according to the outlet. The FAA's statement regarding the presence of the drones followed a contrasting explanation from the FBI and Department of Homeland Security a day earlier that said many of the drone sightings in New Jersey since last month are actually manned aircraft being misidentified as drones. So you're going back and forth. The government is kind of messing with us here because on one hand, the FAA is going, without a doubt, we got drones.
Yep.
And then on the flip side, we're hearing, no, they're just airplanes. That's basically what's being implied there. So on Saturday, December 14th, so that's this past Saturday, a DHS official said authorities have not identified any basis for believing that there's any criminal activity involved, or that there's a national security threat, that there's any particular public safety threat, or that there's a malicious foreign actor involved in these drones. So they're saying it's not Iran, it's not the dirty bomb theory. That's basically the point there. So previously, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy said he had spoken with various authorities about the drone sightings. He said, we were actively monitoring this situation and in close coordination with our federal and law enforcement partners on this matter. So, it's weird. It's a weird situation, but the drone's not going up. What do you think that's about, that people can't fly their drones now?
Yeah, do you think this is actually, there's this drone ban because they want to see if people stop flying their drones at night if they don't know what these drones are, or they know exactly what's happening in the skies and they need more space to do it? They don't want any distractions from people flying their own drones?
I think there's two possible. I think the second one you said is closer. I think there's two possible things here. The first I would say is people are flying their drones up because they're like, let me get a video of the sky and see if I see a drone. And as a result, local residents are seeing their neighbor's drone.
They're calling it in.
Oh, a drone. And I think a lot of that's happening. There was one guy that posted on a local Facebook page I'm on for a township. And he was like, I flew my drone up, didn't see any drones. And all these people were like, I saw a drone tonight.
Yeah, and they're like, it was you.
And it's like, yeah, you were looking at the guy's drone.
I saw a video of I forgot who the organization was, but they were looking for a missing dog. Yeah. Using drone for like night vision or whatever, and someone was pointing a laser at the drone. So you just see like this green light blinding the camera.
What an idiot.
Because people are like shining lasers now at drones, which is awful. Don't shine a laser at anything in the sky because it could be. It's most likely a plane. But yeah, people are just like going crazy now.
That's crazy. And the other theory. So the first one would be that they don't want copycats.
Yeah.
The second one, which is what you said, is maybe they don't want the airspace jammed up. Maybe people are flying a little too high with those drones and getting a little risky with it.
That's the thing, though, because it's like, say they don't know what these mysterious drones are. Like these areas where the drones are banned, they're over what? Like they're over like power plants, airports, electric charging stations, or whatever. There's like a lot of warehouses, a lot of important areas where there could be targeted attacks, right?
Yep.
So maybe they don't know what's going on.
What's your current theory on what's going on?
You know my theory. It's the same thing as you.
Okay.
That they know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That they're looking for something, a threat.
I'm saying it's definitely the government.
What, them knowing something?
No, that it's our drones.
Yeah. 100% is it. I just want to see these like car-sized drones with a good sight, you know?
Yeah.
Like no one has seen a good image, or they've never seen these drones close enough where they could actually tell it's a car-sized drone. And that's the weird part.
Get down on your knees and tell me you love
Look,
me.
20 minutes for that soundbite.
I didn't need that one. I just want to click one of them.
Jimmy, have you seen any drones? We haven't spoken to you in 2 weeks.
Here's the thing, right? I live right in the flight path of Newark Airport.
We all do.
I am so used to seeing lights in the sky. I don't think anything of it ever.
Have you heard about the story with the Coast Guard boat with like 50 drones following it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's nuts.
It's weird, right?
It's a little strange.
It's very strange. Very, very strange.
And so since we haven't heard anything about it in the past week, guys, like people not seeing anything, you think it just stopped?
Well,
Like,
no, I don't think
died
it
down?
stopped, right? But like the news cycle played itself out, right? Like there's no updates. Like,
No.
all right, there's still drones up there. Like what more is there to say? There's nothing else to report on.
Well, that's the thing. People are still like trying to push the government to do something.
Well, yeah, there's always going to be people pushing for something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if they're not releasing any more information, what more can they say?
Also, the amount of clickbaitable news stories this week about drones being down in areas, like there was that earlier this week, there was like a drone down in Hillsborough, and they had the bomb squad and everyone out there. So many news people were there, and like so many cops.
It was
and
probably
police
like someone like you who crashed their drone.
No, and there was nothing. It was a false alarm.
Yeah.
Like people are just calling in these things because they think they see something falling out of the sky, and there's nothing.
That's like a bird.
There's been so many of these false drone sightings or like drone crashes. It's ridiculous. There hasn't been one.
Well, what if
everyone's scared and people are going nuts?
What if
What if it was an alien and it just disappeared?
Well, no. What if it was a drone and they just made the story disappear?
What where was that in Texas or New Mexico? Roswell?
Area 51.
No, Roswell, New Mexico,
Roswell?
where the UFO crashed back in the day.
Yeah. Let's go. I want to go there.
I think I passed by once.
And wait, what's the story with that?
You never heard about the story of Roswell, New Mexico?
Just give me like a TLDR.
A UFO crash.
Okay, where was the UFO? They film it?
They took it away to Area 51.
Oh, because they say that's where they kept it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they never released anything, right?
It's all confidential. It's all classified.
But no, Josh, come on, seriously.
What?
I know you're joking, but like you can't say that and leave it at that. Like you don't think there's an actual alien falling out of the sky.
Not an alien, but if a drone went down and the government didn't want you to know, they could make it disappear.
Oh my gosh.
I don't believe that.
I don't want to believe that happened.
They can make you disappear, Joe.
I don't believe that's what happened in Hillsborough.
You think you thought that was a false alarm?
False alarm.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, if they wanted to get rid of it.
Yo, I didn't even think about that. Now I'm thinking twice about this.
What are they going to? They're going to go, hey, Hillsborough PD, let all of New Jersey know the federal government's flying drones over them. Like they're going to show up in their vans.
Okay,
they're
but
going to go,
also-
we're taking over this investigation. It's
But
a federal
also,
matter.
everyone's like, these are car-sized drones. They're massive. People would have seen it if it crashed, if it was that big.
Maybe.
They couldn't make that disappear like that. There were so many locals in the
You
parking
just said
lot.
people reported it and they were crazy.
Well, there was no car-sized drone that crashed.
That you know about.
Maybe there was. I mean, maybe they blocked it off. And
No, there's a lot of people. Lauren Dew was there. There's nothing there.
Can we
Get
call
Lauren on the phone. No, she's definitely sleeping.
Oh yeah, she wakes up at like 2 a.m. We have to get her on. We have to get her on like next week or something. Just ask her what her take is because she's been at all these spots and
would
she's our
know.
only into News 12. So.
I think she'd know. All right, I'm done with the drones. If they want to abduct me, just do it already. What do you think?
Yeah, they could take you. I'm good, man.
Take me to Picatinny Arsenal. Okay. Next story here. Here's something cool coming out. Smart traffic signals are coming to New Jersey with hopes of keeping pedestrians safer.
I mean, let's see how much this actually helps.
You're just pessimistic.
Tell me more. What is a smart traffic signal?
So, coming to an intersection near you are traffic signals that are so smart they can detect a pedestrian in the crosswalk and give them more green light time until they reach the other side.
That's pretty cool.
I've needed that before.
The amount of times we've been in the middle of a crosswalk and it's like the light's about to turn green, you start running.
Yeah.
Like if you're disabled, you're old and like you can't start running, you're screwed.
Yeah.
It also detects the waiting pedestrian on the street corner and automatically triggers the walk signal without the person having to push the button.
Does anyone actually push the button?
I'll never understand.
I stopped pushing the button 10 years ago.
Okay. The pedestrian signal is so confusing to me.
Yeah.
Why would it not just start when the light goes green?
Because what if there's a left turn?
Sometimes there's a left turn only.
Start when the left turn ends.
That's what it usually does, doesn't it?
Why do you have to click a button then?
I don't think the button does anything, to be honest with you.
What is the button a psyop?
I think
it
it's a psyop. Makes people feel better.
What's with the button?
It never worked. Every time I push the button, I'm waiting 20 seconds till
not
it
working.
turns.
I thought about this today, not about that button, but about the door close button on elevators.
I know some of them that actually work.
It doesn't work.
Oh, no, those work. That's completely different.
I was on the elevator today slamming the button.
Because you probably pushed it too many times. It got mad at you.
Nothing. It didn't do anything. And I'm like, that button has never done anything.
Yes,
Whole life.
It depends on the elevator.
Yes, it has.
The elevator in my building,
come on.
immediately closes.
Guys, come on.
As soon as you
Really?
press the
This
button.
is
as soon as you
we're
press
not
the
going
button.
down this path.
Jim, if that happened to me, man, I might make like a weird noise out of joy. I might be like, whoa.
Yeah.
I might be so excited.
It's an aggressive door.
Like the train kid from I should have put that sound effect on here. The train kid from
Polar
Express. Yeah,
What's
you
he
sound
say?
like him. I don't know, just that voice.
A lovely cheese pizza just for me.
Yeah, I'd probably make some sort of a weird noise. Smart traffic signals, guys.
Oh yeah, keep going. Tell us more about
The
this.
system is being deployed at 3 busy and dangerous Route 1 and 9 intersections in Elizabeth, and officials hope they will drive down spiking traffic fatalities across the state. The State Department of Transportation unveiled it Tuesday afternoon. 2 pedestrian safety systems were installed at the North Avenue, Fairmount Ave, and East Jersey Street intersections with the busy highway, red light extension, and passive pedestrian detection systems, which officials have said should reduce pedestrian collisions and fatalities. 1 and 9 should just have pedestrian bridges over it.
I was about to say, we're talking 1 and 9 here. If you're not familiar with Route 1 and 9, like, I don't want to ever be crossing 1 and 9. It's like a highway.
Yeah, they should build pedestrian bridges.
Like, no wonder there's like so many fatalities there. Like it's a very dangerous road.
Yeah, I would say trying to cross 1 and 9 is a great way to potentially die.
But I get it. Like there's some areas where you can't actually build a pedestrian bridge. So this is the next best case scenario.
I guess.
Let's make it safer.
If people don't run the red lights.
That's the thing. Are people going to stop running red lights? Or are people going to actually follow these signals? Some people just want to cross the road whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
And it ends up being their fault, but then the city gets blamed for it. So it goes both ways.
It says so far this year, 213 pedestrians have been killed in fatal collisions in the state, a sharp increase from 158 people killed who died last year and 184 in 2022. So it's going up.
And it's called distractions.
Yeah, it is. So the upgrades cost about $50,000 per intersection, and similar technology will be installed at intersections on a section of Route 46 in Parsippany in Morris County, scheduled to be upgraded. And then there's also going to be a red light extension technology, which gives pedestrians a walk signal while holding all the vehicular traffic at red signals, providing a few seconds head start for them to start crossing the street, she said.
This red light extension stuff really doesn't make any sense to me.
Why not?
What, you're going to delay a red light to be 5 seconds longer, 10 seconds longer in high traffic areas? I feel like that's just going to cause so much more traffic buildup.
Well, if someone's crossing the street, you can't go anyway.
Yes, you're right.
So, like, if someone's in front of your car, you're not going to run them over.
As long as it's
might
pretty
as well have
detailed,
a red
like,
light going at the same
where
time.
it knows the person has officially crossed and turning on right there. Like, I could imagine it taking 5 extra seconds at that point. on 1 and 9. I'm thinking 1 and 9 just because it's such a mess of a highway.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a great idea. I think if there's a way technology can save lives, why not just try it? I think this is where AI is going to get better with traffic intersections and people trying to drive through. I think the more we're able to implement these sorts of things to save people, the better results we'll see.
Oh, I almost saw someone get hit by a car this week. A guy got tapped.
Really?
Yeah, in Cranford. I was making a left onto wherever that church is where I park or whatever. But
St. Michael's.
Yeah, whatever that Alden Street is that
Alden? Yeah.
Yeah, a guy was making a left turn, didn't see someone crossing the crosswalk. The guy turning was in front of me. He might have been on his phone. I guess he swiped this guy, and the guy came and kicked the side of his car, started cursing him off like crazy.
Really?
I'm here just sitting watching this whole thing. I was about to film it, but I was like, it'll be inappropriate. Thank God the guy was all right, but then the car just started driving away fast, and the guy was just cursing, just crazy.
Really?
Yeah, but I think just people in their cars are not paying attention.
Good thing Danielle wasn't driving past
that,
your kids.
That exactly. That guy, he was crossing at the correct moment too. It was the car turning that just didn't see him. So,
getting hit by a car is a horrible thing.
Also, I have another take on this.
Yeah.
Why isn't this just a normal thing that I just saw the other day? Some new traffic lights getting put up on an intersection. Why isn't this just a new technology that everyone has now? I get it, it's $50,000.
Yeah.
But come on, throw in the extra $50,000. How much does a whole setup cost? It's probably millions.
That's a good question. I'd imagine it's because, if I had to guess, maybe because it's expensive and exclusive. Maybe they're rolling it out slowly, and maybe the state wants to try it in certain locations just to see how it really works before they say, hey, every single light's going to have it.
How much do you guys think a traffic light costs?
A lot.
A standard traffic light?
Yeah, give me a standard one. The ones that are 5 feet tall, they're massive.
$50,000.
Really?
Well,
that
this new one was $50,000.
I thought that was for the technology, not for the traffic light.
Traffic signals can represent a positive public investment when justified, but they are costly. A modern signal can cost $80,000 to $100,000 to install. That's not accurate, though, because that's saying if you're going to install a brand new one, you're going to have to run electric. You're going to have to put the box in. There's labor involved beyond just, you're asking the cost of a light.
I guess the whole, I guess with the
if you were going
connection
to go to
power.
traffic light suppliers.
Yeah, Josh, you got a website for that?
Traffic light warehouse.
Josh, you always find some sort of warehouse that sells these types of
I'm going to
things.
find it right now. Trafficlights.com.
Lights to go.
I wonder how they thought of that URL. I'm
seeing I could buy one on Amazon right now for $109.
No,
guys, come on, no, the ones that are used in the highways and stuff.
Okay, so you can get a full-on.
This is where you put a basement, bro. This is not a real traffic light.
Shh. You can get a full HP 200-RYG LED signal for $350. Now,
this does not answer my question.
If I were to scroll down right here, this is a standard one. It's $650.
That goes in your basement, bro.
That's a real traffic. This is a real traffic light, Josh. You're being.
That's so cheap, though, right?
It's very cheap.
No, that's not a real.
Josh,
what's not real about it?
Government grade.
I need a government grade.
Light.
Come on, brother. Come on, Jim. I know you got your laptop out there. Let's go. Come on. Who's gonna find it first?
Let's see.
Our listeners must think we're.
You ever see you ever drive by one of these traffic lights before it's installed and it's on the ground? They're massive, bro.
I'm seeing that it could cost up to $250,000 to purchase and install.
That's why I thought that a whole setup of all these traffic lights on an intersection would be millions.
Maintenance, $8,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes wonder if anyone else has thoughts similar to what we have.
I think so. I think it's a normal thought. Jimmy, you couldn't find anything?
I gave up because all I'm seeing everything is $250,000.
That sounds about right.
I'm seeing this one $65,000.
Josh is going in right now with ChatGPT.
Hold on. You guys think that the light, the red, yellow, green light on the pole is $250,000
installed
and everything?
I think you guys are out of your mind.
I don't think you know anything about government contracts.
I think that's just the government being stupid.
Well, yeah, that's what they do.
I just found, guys, the Econolite traffic signal controller, the box that's in the box, $85 on eBay right now.
Yeah, that goes in your basement for a cool bar display.
Let me tell you something. There's something that you don't understand.
Let's hear it.
Your uneducated mind.
Ooh, I like this.
Get this.
Jim, let it all out.
Let it all out.
Engineering,
right? You got cars
Jimmy's
going under
this.
this thing every single day. You need a certified engineer to draw up these plans. And
I just want to let you guys know Josh is on eBay right now, so it's just a lot.
I'm trying just to find a brand new Econolite traffic signal. And I guess they have contracts, so it's hard to find.
If anyone knows, give us a call into the mailbag and let us know. Maybe you work in this field and have some answers.
It's
for
the
us.
type of thing where you have to call them directly. They hide the prices.
I hate that.
It means it's expensive.
Yeah.
250 grand. I don't know. I think we could call a local township and find out. You guys are saying, think about how many traffic lights are in your town.
Yeah, but how often do you replace a traffic light?
not
That's
often.
the thing, right? Like
It's once every 20 years.
They got to make their money off of one sale.
You guys,
Especially on like a main roadway, dude.
Yeah.
It's got to work. You know, you're not buying crap.
Listen. It's got to withstand the elements. Have you ever seen like a big storm, the traffic lights going like this?
You guys know nothing.
You ever see a lightning strike hit one of those lights and it still works? Crazy.
You know what the issue is with you guys? You guys just don't live. You live in la la land. Over
We're
here.
living in reality, Josh. All right, we're not.
250 grand. You're gonna say a Ferrari to put a traffic light.
Yes,
in.
yes. Honestly, yes, easily. Not even shocked.
Wait, are we talking about? You guys are saying running the electric, the concrete.
We're talking about the whole kit and caboodle.
If I want to install one in my backyard,
the unit hanging from the pole.
I'm saying the unit hanging from the pole is 80 grand.
Not a shot.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying the pole included. The pole and the light.
Pole's probably $4,500. No. The light's probably.
I'm saying at least 10 grand for the pole.
Okay, so let's say 10 grand for the pole. The unit itself is no more than $10,000.
God, I think people are buying laptops for that price just
Guys,
to edit videos.
the light isn't the complicated part. The light probably has a plug on the end of it. The complicated part is the computer in the box on the corner.
We need some intel. We need a professional.
The
call in.
traffic light isn't doing any of the work. It's just a three colored light with a wire hanging off.
There's a whole computer inside of it, brother.
No, the computer is on the corner in the box.
How many people stopped listening 10 minutes ago?
It's a secondary computer. But nonetheless,
You guys are fools.
I'm just happy that they're getting safer. These traffic signals are definitely helping pedestrians out. And let's bring some of these deaths down in the Garden State because there's been too many.
All right, let's keep going here. All right, in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Mayor Marty Small has been indicted and accused of asking his daughter to cover up abuse. So this is a story we talked about
a year ago.
Maybe a year ago now, yeah. The mayor of Atlantic City allegedly abused his daughter and then told her, hey, don't tell anybody, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, well, he got in trouble for the abuse, and now it's like while he was waiting on everything, he told his daughter to just change up the story, and I guess she ratted him out immediately.
Yeah, it says the mayor of Atlantic City, New Jersey, was charged with witness tampering this week after he was accused of asking his daughter to twist up her previous abuse allegations against him to the police, prosecutors say. An Atlantic City grand jury indicted Mayor Marty Small Sr., age 50, on Tuesday. Small and his wife, Laketta Small, the superintendent of Atlantic City Public Schools, were indicted in September on charges tied to endangering the welfare of their teenage daughter. The mayor was also indicted on charges of making terroristic threats and aggravated assault. The couple pleaded not guilty to the charges. Prosecutors alleged Wednesday that while those charges were pending, Small asked his daughter in September to reverse her previous abuse claims against him, specifically by asking her to state that she tripped and fell in her room when her head was injured. Yikes.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not good. So now he's been indicted, okay? Authorities allege that Small made the request because of accusations that came in January 13th when that stated he struck his daughter in the head repeatedly with a broom, resulting in her losing consciousness. So Small blasted the new indictment in a statement Wednesday, saying his attorney, Edwin Jacobs, would handle any further comments. A bad prosecutor can indict a ham sandwich. And this is what happened here, Small said in a statement.
Yeah, that's a great line.
What a line.
That's a crazy line.
Every time Marty does something to make me root against him, he comes right back and makes me want to root for him.
Josh, don't say that. The dude beat his daughter.
You're right. Anyone that beats a young girl, I don't mean to make it sound like you can beat a young guy, but like you shouldn't beat your kids.
That was a good statement though on his end.
But I mean, what a line.
Yeah.
A bad prosecutor can indict a ham sandwich, and this is what happened here. We look forward to beating this bull, and then it blanks out. case, Eddie Jacobs will do the rest of the talking for me.
I'm Eddie Jacobs.
Yo, get Eddie Jacobs in there right now.
Eddie Jacobs on the phone.
Let me Google Eddie Jacobs and see what this guy's up to.
What an amazing name.
Eddie Jacobs, lawyer.
It's got to be on there somewhere.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Eddie, he's seen some stuff.
Is like Saul Goodman or what?
Here he's
a
like,
real life Saul Goodman.
He's just an old guy with some old guy glasses on, and he knows, and he has all
he knows everything.
He knows what's going on. So, not funny. Nothing funny about abusing your kids.
No,
but
it's a
something
really sad
about
story.
Marty Small is such an interesting name and brand for a politician.
Mm-hmm.
It's just he was set up. So there's also an allegation in another incident that he reportedly punched his daughter's legs, bruising them. Prosecutors said Laketta Small bruised her daughter by repeatedly punching her chest in one indictment, and that they abused her on other occasions. So Small was appointed mayor in 2019 after Frank Gillum pleaded guilty to wire fraud and resigned. He was elected to a full 4-term year in 2021. So
I think like every mayor there has been indicted for something.
Atlantic City's got some problems going on.
It's a mess, dude.
But also the Small family needs to work through some of this.
Well, that poor
this
girl,
stuff.
man.
Yeah,
if all of this is true, like, and now they're trying to cover it up, which is even worse.
Not the right move.
No, especially if you want to hold like a position of his status.
The right move is probably not to abuse your kid.
I mean, no, like never. No matter what your status is, don't abuse your kid.
Yeah. All right, last story of the night. Let's keep it moving here. Twerking porch pirates returned a stolen package this week after their crime went viral.
This story is kind of insane.
So these two kids roll up to a porch and steal a package, which if you're a porch pirate,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're a loser.
The thing I don't understand about porch pirates is you could be stealing replacement light bulbs from Amazon. You could be stealing batteries.
It's usually nothing good.
Why? What's wrong with you?
Well, if they steal like 100 items in a night, 2 of them are bound to be like the gold mine.
Yeah, and this story is especially strange because one of the gentlemen on camera started twerking in a Ring doorbell video. So it says a pair of package thieves caught on a Ring doorbell camera in South Jersey were apparently upset to find their video of their heist was posted online. Gloucester Township Police shared a video from December 9th showing 2 men approach a home in the Independence Square Townhomes neighborhood in Sicklerville just after 6:30 p.m. In the doorbell video, one porch pirate in a white hoodie grabs a package from the front door while the other person taunts the camera by twerking before they both run away.
Children.
So police said the items in the packages were valued at $74. And according to the department, the homeowner posted the video of the theft on the Ring Neighbors app to warn nearby residents. It seems the sticky-fingered, where have we heard that term before? Sticky. The Sticky Bandits. Cue Josh.
I love it.
I thought you were going to give me a soundbite right there.
I have to get that one.
The sticky-fingered duo somehow found out that the footage was posted online because they returned the same house 2 nights later and returned the package. So in another clip shared by the police on December 11th, one of the suspects wearing a sweatshirt that says Hollywood along the bottom runs up to the camera and holds up their phone with the original theft video on the screen and says, "Come on, not cool," the thief says on camera. "That's my blank on the internet." The suspect runs away, but minutes later returns yet again to return one of the stolen glass vases, which was broken. You can't make this stuff up, police said.
This got to be like 2 16-year-olds. Like these got to be kids.
Or just underdeveloped adults.
Yes, that too. Like how, first you're coming back to the house that posted your video all over the internet. You're coming back and you're going to complain that they posted your video of you stealing
you're the one
something?
who stole.
Like, no, this got to be like they got to be dumb kids.
Maybe.
Kind of wild.
I think they're going to get caught. I think it's over for them. I think they should have never gone back. But why also wear that hood? That hoodie's so recognizable. Like, it's a very unique hoodie.
Also, why are they stealing packages off porch at 6:30 p.m.?
Because
I feel like it's so early.
They're dumb. They're not the sharpest knives in the block.
Sharpest tools in the shed.
So, but that was our last story of the night, Josh.
What do they look like?
The guys that stole?
Yeah, did you see the video?
He had a ski mask on. You can only see like right here.
So there's really no way they're going to find these guys.
He kind of looks like Luigi Mangione in this photo.
Like, his face is fully covered? Oh, with the eyes, the brows.
Yeah.
Interesting. You think with just like a shot of their eyes like that, they could like figure out who that is? Probably
not, but their better bet is someone calling the police and going, "Hey, I saw that video. I know who that kid is."
It's wild stuff.
Josh, if you did this, I'd be calling the cops.
If I twerked on camera after stealing something off your porch, yeah, you would call the cops?
I'd say, I know who that is. He's going to jail.
You would never know who it was because I would cover up way better than that. This could be Jimmy for all I know. That could be you for all I know.
Why would he twerk?
Yeah, I'm not much of a
because he's a stupid, 15-year-old, 14-year-old. Look at that. These kids. It's so ridiculous, dude. It's such a. If you guys are listening, watch the video. It's so ridiculous. These kids think they can get away with anything. And these kids actually did get away with it. And that's why they're still looking for him. So,
yep.
I don't know. Hopefully they get caught. I don't know.
They will. But Josh, that's the end of our episode for the week.
Oh, yeah.
And we just want to thank you all for supporting our shop, thegardenstate.com, through the Christmas season. We had a big sale. We're restocking merch come January. A lot more. We sold
literally
out of,
our whole store was like gone.
But thank you for the support. We love our supporters and appreciate all of you. And we hope you have a very, very merry, merry, merry Christmas.
Yes, because the next time we're back here is post-Christmas, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Hopefully Santa arrives at everyone's doorstep, everyone's chimney. Hopefully everyone's been good.
Hopefully.
And they get that one special gift that they want.
We do have kids listening to this podcast, so I will say, Santa is coming to town.
Only if you're good. Getting cold if you're bad.
Yeah. There is a scene in Polar Express where a kid from Maplewood, New Jersey gets called out for being on the naughty list.
It's crazy how they just called out Maplewood like that.
Maplewood's always getting a bad rap.
Yeah, why's the bad kid got to be from Maplewood?
I don't know. It's crazy. But hold on, Paul. Speaking of which, before we end, MKBHD is going very viral right now.
Yeah, I watched all the dash cam videos.
I think people are just gotta move on.
I mean, yeah. Did you watch the videos of the cops pulling him over?
No.
Yeah, I saw all three of them, and they were honestly no big deal. They all let him go with like small charges because he was respectful to the cops. It wasn't even bad, but like everyone's flipping out on him like they've never sped down a road before.
Yeah,
like the one where he was going 50 in a 25, and the cop let him go with just like some tint ticket or whatever, or like a warning, just because it was the weekend and school wasn't in session. But like it wasn't even bad. People are making the story to make him look way worse than it is, and it's really not bad at all. Like, he shouldn't be going that fast, obviously, but like, I'm not going to crucify him for it.
I was going to say, let's crucify him.
No, you love him.
I like MKBHD.
Jimmy, how was the wedding, by the way?
Damiano's wedding?
You left us. You're like, yeah, I'm going to a wedding tomorrow. And
we
haven't seen
Damiano's wedding.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in 3 weeks. Was it good?
Yeah, it was a great time.
And then where have you been?
Went to Lake Placid last week.
Left the state?
Yeah, went up to upstate New York. Got lost upstate. Taylor Swift reference for all the Swifties out there.
I wish you never said that. It was a good hike?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It snowed. It rained.
Why didn't you just hike in Jersey? Did you want to go somewhere beautiful? A little getaway?
No, New Jersey's beautiful too, but sometimes it's just nice to do a nice overnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Did you miss us?
Of course.
Nice.
I was planning on surprising you and being here in time for the pod, but there was an accident on the New York Thruway, so.
Oh, so you were still on the Thruway when we were recording last week?
I was on Parkway, I think, when you guys were actually recording. But
all right, so you tried.
Yeah, I tried.
Well, I think everyone missed you, and we're happy you're back.
Missed you guys too. But I see Chomik all the time. It's just Sobo I don't see as much. He's got a kid. It's hard.
Guys, it's called texting each other.
Yeah,
it's not
I
that
was gonna
hard.
say you can stop by anytime you want.
Barbacoa?
Yeah, we go.
No. Jimmy wants to go to Barbacoa. He's saying stop by his house, Jim.
Come see my kid.
It's free.
I need to get June a Christmas present first before I stop by.
I have Christmas cards for both of you that I have not given you.
Are you you're gonna end up giving us your Christmas card in January?
No, I'll try to get it out tomorrow.
I know. I have all these other kids on my fridge, and where are you at? You're nowhere to be found.
I'm just gonna mail it because
I have your Christmas card from last year on the fridge.
I'll get to it. But yeah, everybody, thank you for listening. Have a Merry Christmas, and we will catch you next week.
Later.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.